All right, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream. Today we're going to be talking about Ukraine, the trucker situation in Canada, and the midterms, and really anything else that pops up. So, Buckeye, do you want to start with Ukraine?
Yeah, sure. We can talk about Ukraine. I heard earlier this morning there were unconfirmed reports of an explosion near Donetsk, which is a city near the Russian-Ukrainian border. It's been like the forefront of a lot of the controversy and the fighting. I'm pretty sure that's unconfirmed. So I kind of want to dispel any rumors. I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking about it, but there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing that confirmed it. It was reported by this one Twitter news source with less than 1,000 followers, but everyone seems to believe it and thinks the war is starting. But that report is unconfirmed. So before we get into anything, I want to confirm that nothing has happened yet. There's been no actual fighting yet, although there's been some rumors that there has been.
What's the
But
city
yeah, let's
called
get into
again?
it. Donetsk. I might be pronouncing it
Um,
wrong. I'm making my Ukrainian
Donetsk.
ancestors angry, but yeah, it's like Donesk, and there's like an accent, so I'm probably messing up the accent. But
Yeah, I'm not seeing anything about explosions. So.
yeah, I saw it I saw a bunch of people talking about it on Twitter, so I looked it up, and nothing came up, and then I found the actual tweet, and it's from this 911 and breaking news on Twitter.
Oh
Those kind
yeah,
of
yeah,
accounts.
yeah.
It was one of those, but it only had 1,000 followers, so I wouldn't believe it.
Okay, yeah. I wouldn't really believe everything I see on Twitter either. So. All right. So, do you want to go first on your stance, Buckeye?
Yeah, sure.
We're having we're having a
What was
pretty
that?
interesting conversation last night. So yeah,
We were, yeah, it was good to
yeah, yeah.
see. I think we all agreed on the main points, but the finer details, I think we had some disagreements with. So, yeah, my stance in Ukraine is pretty much what you would expect from someone like me. I don't think any American should die for Ukraine. It's a country that half of America can't find on a map. It really has very little strategic value other than pissing off Putin. And while
Mm-hmm.
I don't think we should inherently. I don't think Russia and America have to be allies. I think I would love to see. I see a lot of people on the right, such as like AFM and DG and other people like in our little circle saying that a Russo-American alliance is what's going to be the future, and I would love to see that. I think Russia could possibly be a potential ally, but frankly, right now our national interests don't align at all. Russia's goal is to rebuild the former Soviet Union, and our goal is to, at this point, unfortunately, is to have an even bigger presence in European politics and all that good stuff. Well, I think Russia and America could be good allies in a war in Asia with China or something like that. In Europe, we are total opposites. So we both want to have influence over Europe, and they're conflicting interests. So I think a Russian American alliance is possible, and I wouldn't be opposed to it. Just right now, there's no way that it could happen because our national interests are overlapping and don't work.
And then also we were talking about how we could just kind of stay out of the Ukraine thing and then let the Russians take it. But I had said that if we let the Russians take Ukraine, it's just going to send a message to China that they could take Taiwan or something.
Yeah, exactly. That's the point. Is that I agreed that we shouldn't defending Ukraine is such an interesting prospect because I'm completely opposed to it. But at the same time, if there is ever some sort of major global conflict, we are not going to get anyone on our side if our two most recent military actions were abandoning our allies in Afghanistan and abandoning an ally in Ukraine. I mean, what country is going to want to side with us when our two most recent military actions were literally just helping out these allies and saying, "Yeah, we're going to support you," and then when push came to shove, we just completely abandoned them. So
Yeah.
it's a tough call. I mean, if you're this random southeastern nation, like let's say Cambodia or the Philippines, and China is encroaching on your territory, and for the last 20 years, the United States has said, "We got your back. We're going to send you supplies, and we want you to fight with us." Are you really going to fight with the U.S., especially after the last? Yeah, at least one time, which I think that's destroyed our reputation in the Middle East with any of our allies. But
Right. And
in
then
Afghanistan,
also,
that's a different story. But sorry, go ahead.
yeah, also in the Middle East, I mean, you've got Iran, which could be not Iran, which should be a problem too. Oh, AFM's in the
All right, nice.
AFM.
Yo. Yeah, it's currently 10 degrees out, but I'm still touching grass.
Yeah.
Epic. Chad.
Let me check. It's 14 degrees here in Northwood, Illinois.
Yeah, because you can't leak the actual thing like Wintip did.
I'm not
Sam linked it on that public call.
Yeah.
Twitter space.
Yeah, so like as I was saying, like if we start like adding on to the Russia thing, if we just let Russia take Ukraine, China might think they could take Taiwan, and then
If we
Iran
go to
might.
war with Russia, we're dead. I don't want to go to war with Russia. I prefer not to go to war with anyone. But
Well, yeah, I think no one wants to go to war with anyone.
No one wants to go
but
with war.
no, the
the establishment and the military complex do, but no actual American citizen in their right mind does.
Yeah, and North Korea, like literally only North Korea is like full on. Like if we go to war, we're gonna go to war. Like they
Trump
want
actually
to
fixed some of the relations with North Korea. Ironically, a game show host was one of the best presidents on foreign policy in recent memory.
Well, it's because he didn't have any interconnections. He was a complete outsider.
I don't know, we got to give Reagan credit for ending the Cold War. I get it's like the trendy thing to hate him right now, but no, he ended the Cold War, so it's pretty basic.
Yeah.
Reagan on rhetoric was one of our best presidents. On policy, he wasn't. On policy. He was okay, but in terms of rhetoric and like
pro free trade, he supported steel tariffs. He wasn't like free. It was mostly the Bushes that gave the Republicans a reputation as the free trade party, not Reagan.
Wait,
yeah,
Buckeye.
Reagan wasn't awful. What's up?
Oh, I just saw an article. They're starting to remove protesters
In Canada? Yeah, in Paris and Canada.
They're taking away their trucking licenses too. Also, look, it's the FBI building. Say hi to the feds.
No, what's the plan?
Don't arrest AFM. He's live. He's live on camera. AFM.
No, that's where the person
arrested, like,
Missourian was. That's where the person populous Missourian was interacting with works.
True.
All right, so should we start talking about the truckers now?
Yeah, sure. Whatever you want to. It's your stream.
Whatever. Yeah.
Is that dumbass political chatter in chat?
He is. He says that he doesn't want to send troops to Ukraine, but he thinks we should give extreme aid, meaning weapons and money, but not a single troop. That was his exact
Who
comment.
cares about Ukraine? If we're gonna be honest, who cares about it? It's just like NATO.
No, Ukraine itself doesn't matter, but it's the morals of letting Ukraine fall.
Do we think Ukraine should join NATO? I don't think they should join
No,
NATO.
Ukraine should not join NATO. It's kind of like the domino theory.
I don't want to start a global conflict over Ukraine. Also, I found out this. The Ukrainian president literally played the president of Ukraine on a TV show and used the popularity of that show to get elected.
Yeah, so
that would be that would be like if one of the presidents in those shitty political shows, the actor, ran for president and won. They have a popular vote system in Ukraine, though.
Yeah. So, do you think they should be being removed, or do you think they should?
No, absolutely not.
No, of course not. What did you think I was gonna say?
I mean, definitely they're blocking transport, but like they're doing it for
Who cares? Who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
No, who cares? If you cross the Canadian border at Detroit, you deserve to do that, because Detroit is like the worst place to cross into.
Yeah.
You should cross at Port Huron.
You should cross up at like the Michigan, whatever.
St. Marie up there.
Yeah.
No, I always cross that at Port Huron. That's near where Anton lives.
Oh, so it's a little south of there, or north of there.
The Blue Water Bridge.
What? The what?
Oh.
What'd you say?
Got a question from the political chatter.
No, of course not. I've told you this 600 times. The Electoral College is based in Red Pill. Of course, I don't want to abolish it.
True.
I mean, well, yeah. I mean, that's the thing that makes the elections interesting, actually, too.
If we didn't have the Electoral College, the Republicans would never win an election. Like, we would have Democrat presidents from like the last Republican president would have probably been
Reagan,
Bush, or
Bush, yeah.
No, listen,
Bush
I
Senior.
admit that that's a large reason why I support it. Because the Democrats' only reason for opposing it is that it gives Republicans a chance at winning. That's it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it was the roles reversed, then Democrats would be all in favor of it.
Yep.
Right. Let's see what else is in the news. Oh, and I see this also. Russia's doing drills in the sea by there. Is it the Adriatic
Russia already
Sea?
has control of Crimea, so it's not really
Oh,
a
yeah.
big development. They've been doing that for a while.
Well, didn't that happen in 2014, right?
Yeah, when they invaded Crimea.
Mm-hmm. What did Obama do about that?
Pretty much nothing.
Pretty much nothing. So you think that's what Biden should do?
Honestly, I'm not sure. I think the most likely scenario, I seriously doubt Putin's going to invade Ukraine, because that would just be a huge hassle that his country can't deal with right now. I mean, Russia's economy is in shambles because of our sanctions.
Our economy.
He just wants a couple eastern provinces at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think the most likely scenario is Putin. Like, if Putin does invade Ukraine, I don't think he's gonna conquer all of it. I think he'll take like Kiev and the river that kind of separates Ukraine in two, and I think he'll have control of that. But then he'll let the rest of the country kind of just be like East Ukraine.
No,
And
there's
West
all this
Ukraine.
fear mongering that he's gonna start like invading Germany in these places. I'm like,
No,
dude,
Russia can't do that.
He realizes he can't hold on to those territories. He's not stupid. It would be like if the U.S. invaded like the U.K. Obviously, we couldn't hold on to that.
It's not like he wants Germany or the UK or France. He just wants Ukraine.
He just wants part of Ukraine because there's a lot. And here's the thing: a lot of the Ukrainians in those provinces in the east, like 70% of them, are more loyal to Putin than to Ukraine.
Yeah, that's why I think it's very likely we're going to see kind of like an eastern Ukraine, western Ukraine, like the Dnieper River. I think that's gonna be like the border, and then Putin's gonna take Kiev, and then everything east of that, like Odessa, Lviv. I pronounced that so wrong. Like all the territories in like the western part of Ukraine, near Poland and Romania. I think I don't think Putin really cares about those places. I just think he wants the.
Would Putin get take Kiev?
Oh, if he could, he would. But I think that's as far as he would go. I don't think he'd go any further west because there's no point. Because for past Ukraine, everyone's Ukrainian. It's just the eastern half that supports Russia.
Mm-hmm. But I just forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know. Russia should get Georgia and Armenia back.
Well, I mean,
I don't know. My friend's dad's in the Marines, and he was in Georgia.
I know. I'm going to say now.
Orthodox.
I mean, I'm worried that if it's in eastern and western Ukraine, there might be a war between the two Ukraines.
Most of them, they're very culturally Russian. They're all Orthodox Christians, just like Russia.
Right.
In like Armenia and Georgia, I don't really see a reason why Russia shouldn't take them.
Would you like to answer that?
Yes, Dr. Oz will win. If it's Dr. Oz versus Fetterman, Dr. Oz is going to win by like 3 points.
What about
Fetterman is a
Connor Lamb?
Socialist. He's not going to win especially in a red wave year.
I mean, I know Pennsylvania's not going to be blue.
Maybe he has a chance at losing if it's Connor Lamb, but even against Connor Lamb, I think he'll end up winning by like a point.
Might end up nominating Connor Lamb, though.
Georgia might be a likely pickup at this point, if I'm going to be honest. Yeah, Nevada, I think, will be a pickup by like 3 to 4 points at this point.
Definitely Nevada, yeah.
Yeah.
Nevada's an trending state.
Arizona, I think Blake's going to win.
And did you guys
win by 3 or 4, by 2, 3, maybe 4 points.
Also, in addition, in Ukraine, U.S. and Russia both pulled out diplomats.
If Blake wins Maricopa, it's over for McCullen.
Yeah.
It's impossible for a Democrat to win without Maricopa. And Republicans can still win without Maricopa.
It just makes it much harder, but it's possible.
I mean,
no, it really isn't. If Joe Biden won Maricopa by 3 points, Trump would have still carried the state.
Yeah, I'm saying it's possible. It's just kind of hard.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah, because, yeah.
Yeah, if you guys want to know how cold it is, the ground is literally frozen.
Don't slip on the ice.
No, I'm not. I'm not like Terry Rehab and driving a John Deere tractor on road covered in ice.
One of my friends wiped out on the ice, and his whole body was covered in ice.
What was he doing?
He was just walking. We were walking, and then he just slipped.
Be careful. You should be careful.
Be careful.
We were being careful. And he just slipped and boom.
What are you guys' thoughts on the Illinois governor race?
Well, I mean, I've been actually seeing so many ads already.
Is Richard Urban running ads?
Yeah, Richard Irvin has had. I've probably seen 5 ads for Richard Irvin the past couple weeks, maybe more. But Pritzker is also running ads too, but I haven't seen any Senate ads yet.
This shit, yeah. You haven't seen any Senate. Well, I don't think there's going to be that much of a competitive race there.
What,
I think it'll be under 15, but that'll just because of the wave.
Yeah. Like Duckworth still wins.
Unfortunately, yes. But I think Richard Urban, that's a sleeper flip in the governor race.
Yeah, I feel like Illinois could potentially have another Republican governor. I mean, they'll
Yeah,
for
they
sure.
did it with Rauner in 2014.
Yeah. I remember Bruce Rauner. But
Richard Urban would be like 10 times better than Rauner, though.
That's true. And then plus,
he's running on crime. His main issue is crime. Well, Rauner's issue was like just tax cuts, but crime's definitely going to help, like the Chicago suburbs.
Well, yeah.
Also, people act like these Chicago suburbs are shifting super far to the left, but the furthest shift a county took was just 6 points.
And that's mostly national environment, because it was like what, like a D+3, D+4 environment. Yeah, that's barely a shift.
Lake County barely trended left to the national environment. It was only like a 2.5 swing, and that's like seen as the most rapidly left trending Chicago suburb. I think all those counties will trend right in 2024.
I mean, I'm definitely seeing a lot of shifts here. Like, definitely more.
We're going to be honest. Wisconsin's going to be a likely R state in 2024 at this point.
I think Biden's going to make a slight rebound in approval, but really not by that much. Like, I think he's all presidents take a big dip in their first year, but they rebound. But I think the thing that separates Biden from the other presidents that have rebounded, like Trump, Obama, and Clinton, is he has no charisma, and he's pretty much lost all his backing from his own party. So I think he'll make a rebound, but not nearly to the extent Obama and Clinton did.
We'll see about that, because it seems like he's doing everything wrong, especially if Republicans get back both houses of Congress and nothing gets done. His approval.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, he's gonna make a slight rebound just because that's how it always seems to work. But it's not going to be like this huge shift like Obama got.
To make a rebound because they were able to pass stuff still through the Senate, but Joe Biden's going to have to deal with Republicans, House and Senate, so they're not.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we react to my first video? Oh my god, that was such a cringe.
Is that like the Ron DeSantis election night?
That was the Ron DeSantis Joe Biden election night when Joe Biden won by like 90 electoral votes.
He won like Ohio, but DeSantis won Wisconsin. What was that?
Yeah, no, let's watch it. Let's watch it. Hold on. Do you even want to watch it?
No, elections are cringe.
Oh.
I want to talk about Russia and how
election analysis on here.
Goated. He doesn't even speak. He's a pussy. Doesn't want to show his voice. He just sits on his computer. Who's that guy who makes like the dude who spends like 18 hours a day making election templates?
Who, U.S. election analysis?
Yeah, that guy.
My gosh, I mean,
honestly, I respect people more who make like election nights with like just like the worst graphics, with just like a red background or a blue background. I respect them more than these people who spend like 18 hours a day making these stuff in PowerPoint.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even use PowerPoint. Like,
what do you use?
I use Google Slides.
Oh, that's what I use.
Also, yes, the documentary on Joe Manchin will be coming out Wednesday, probably.
No, Buckeye, you're more of a guy. You're more of a guy who talks about politics more than election predictions.
Yeah, I do election predictions occasionally, but I want to be more of a politics-oriented channel.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm doing
more politics. Wow.
I'm doing more documentary type videos now.
Yeah, AFM, can you send me the link to the Mike Gibbons? I know you said that you don't really, it was in a group chat, but could you just like send me like a screenshot
I
again?
couldn't find any of the stuff. I'll have to
Yeah,
add.
I know. I was trying to find it because I want to make a video on why we shouldn't trust him if that stuff's true, but I can't find anything that supports that. So I think it might have just been like a psyop. But I mean, if that is true,
It
then I
wasn't.
want to
It
make a
was like
video.
on the
But,
issues.com page, but I think he like paid to have those get changed.
oh,
No, because I went to the website, so it was the issues.com on his abortion stance. A few weeks ago, it said that he was pro-choice, but then he like paid to have it changed.
oh,
Yeah, they do that,
yeah.
politicians.
Well, yeah.
I don't know where the objectivism stuff came from, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Because if all that's true, which it sounds like it is, I want to make a video on why Republicans shouldn't support him. But like,
Yeah, if anyone
I kind of need
supports
sources
Ayn
for
Rand,
that.
Ayn Rand is cringe.
Who? Oh yeah. I thought you meant like Rand Paul, because like he
No, I
endorsed
said
Bivens.
Ayn Rand.
Yeah, I know. I just heard Rand though.
Mm-hmm. Who do you think should be the?
What is Rand Paul named after Ayn Rand?
I don't know.
Who do you think should be the Senate Majority Leader after 2022? Not Mitch McConnell.
Probably it's gonna be John Bogasso if Mitch sits, because he's like it's because I don't think they want to nominate Thune because he's just as hated as McConnell, so they'll go to like Bogasso, who's like the third.
I mean, if they wanted to, they could probably, do Marco Rubio or something, but I don't think.
No, they're not gonna do Marco Rubio just in case, because they want to make it from a safe state.
Yeah.
Kind of like how people are talking about Rick Scott, but yeah, his races are far too competitive. Because we always know that like his elections are he's literally gonna win by 3 votes in 2024.
Yeah, I think Florida might be closer than people think in 2024.
Oh no, Trump will probably carry Rick Scott by a larger margin.
Yeah, that's true. But if Trump, never mind. I think that it'll probably be a lean margin, but maybe.
Florida's a red state now. It has been, I think, since 2018 was the death of the Democrat Party in the state.
Yeah, when they thought
But hey, Nikki Fried still won, so it's still a swing state.
True.
No, describe a Ron DeSantis Nikki Fried vote. Actually, no, it was just like some Jewish people voted for Nikki Fried because she's Jewish. That's it.
I mean, some of my Jewish cousins support Ron DeSantis, and they live in Florida.
Well, no, that was just like the people who voted for her in her agricultural commission race. Because absolutely nobody cares about that office.
Mm-hmm.
She also sued the state of Georgia for something. I forgot what it was. That was the only thing she did.
She doesn't even she's not even running there. She probably shouldn't care about Georgia.
No, it's funny how she thinks she's gonna win. It's just hilarious. No, but that Charlie Chris BT2. The only good thing BT2 did was ratio Trump. That's it.
Well, I mean, and now apparently BT2 is the president of election Twitter or something. Oh.
The conservative election Twitter president. I don't care. BT2 is a degenerate. I honestly don't care. I should have told Red Eagle when he endorsed BT2 about all the degenerate shit BT2 says.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we're not going to get into that there. We're going to keep this live stream up on YouTube.
Yeah.
Yes, BT2's got a lot of skeletons in this closet if you look at the stuff he says.
Let's see what Jen Psaki said.
Who cares about her?
I know.
I think she just exists so that the Daily Wire can make fun of her every 2 seconds. That's like it.
True.
Yes. Because that's like the only place I hear her name. Nowhere else talks about her.
And Fox. People on Fox talk about her all the time.
Jen Psaki says Israel is not the most important country in the world, guys. Big news.
Did you guys hear about the Russian speed skater?
The Russian what?
The Russian speed skater, the 15-year-old.
No, I didn't.
She took drugs or something.
I don't care about the Olympics. We should have boycotted them.
Yeah.
Oh
Also,
wait,
you see some of those pictures? They were having them in like factory industrial zones, like one of the
yeah,
skis.
Putin and Biden are meeting today. So if all goes well, there's no invasion.
I don't think Putin really cares what Biden has to say.
Is there ever going to be a Let's Go branded caucus?
Mhm.
It sounds like something they're going to make after 2022. The stream's only been on for 25 minutes.
Yeah, it feels like it's been on for longer.
Yeah, it has.
I want to keep it on for a little longer because I've got like nothing to do today.
I might do a stream later this afternoon.
We're
I
gonna do a
might
Rest
be
Up Boys podcast stream tomorrow or Monday, hopefully, because I have Monday off. Valentine's Day off. Let's go.
You guys are
I
so
don't have
lucky.
off that day, but I have off Friday of next week. I've got weird off
We have
days.
off Friday next week too. We only have a 3-day week.
Oh, we have a 4-day week next.
I
Or
wish
we
we
have a
had
4-day
some of
weekend
those.
next weekend. We have Friday and Monday off. But you guys get Valentine's Day off?
Yeah, I'm not sure why, but we do.
I don't know why you would. Like, no school I've ever gone to has ever had it off.
I think it's
Except my old school. My old school that I went to, that we always went to school on it, but this year they have off because my brother still goes there.
It's a little confusing why you get it off because like it's not an American national holiday.
It is a national holiday.
I guess it's a national holiday, but like it doesn't celebrate like anything historic.
Oh, it's kind of meaningless. Well, it's like it was originally like a Roman Catholic thing, but
Yeah.
then it just I don't even know what it became now.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
It was freezing out here. Probably. No, but I'm still on.
Let's see what cringe
Who's
stuff.
the best Senate candidate in 2022 for any state?
I mean, Blake Masters might be pretty good.
I'd say Blake Masters or JD Vance, honestly. Probably Blake
Yeah.
Masters. I like Blake Masters more than JD Vance, honestly. But
My favorite incumbent senator running called us biased, but it's Ron Johnson.
Ron Johnson's a good incumbent.
Yeah, Ron Johnson. I mean, definitely maybe after the Capitol, whatever you want to call it, maybe
Peaceful
Ron
protest.
Johnson, since like Ron Johnson, yeah, whatever. Since Ron Johnson, like supported Trump, they were like saying, oh, he's gonna lose in 2022.
He's not gonna lose. He's like
not gonna lose.
it's just gonna help him. Fun fact: he actually has a higher approval than he did in 2016. And back
Yeah.
in 2016, everyone was like, "Oh, he's gonna lose by a likely margin, guys." He ends up winning by like 4 points
Mm-hmm.
against a semi-popular incumbent. Now he's running against an actual socialist. No, I call him Mandela, White Wisconsin Barnes.
The
White
polls,
Wisconsin. Do we all remember that tweet?
Mm-hmm.
I remember I impersonated him for a while, and people were actually adding me and thought it was a real Mandela Barnes.
That's kind of funny. I mean, I actually.
Okay, I gotta get going, so I'll probably be in chat though.
All right, sounds good.
Bye, FM. All right, so as I was saying before, I think Putin and Biden are calling today.
Yeah, it's not going to change much. I don't think Putin would really care what Biden has to say.
No, I don't think Biden's going to care what Putin has to say. I mean, he might, but yeah. By the way, did you see what Red Ohio said? He said that Gibbons is leading in Ohio.
Yeah, that was a poll funded by Gibbons' campaign, though. So I made a video on that if you want to go watch it to learn my stance on that. I don't really want to get into it, but that poll was partially funded by Gibbons' campaign. Although there is another poll that was independent that had Josh Mandel up by like 5, but Mike Gibbons was in second. So his campaign's definitely getting traction. But as of now, I think Mandel's still up by a bit.
I'm checking Predict It. Hold on. Oh, here we go. Mike. Oh. Interesting. Here, let me share my screen. Hold on. How do I do this? Do I press the share?
Yeah, and then you pick window or your whole screen. It's up to you.
All right, share screen. Oh yeah, okay, I see. We want the predicted thing. Yeah, all right, here it is. Can you see it?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so yeah,
Mandel.
it says Mandel's leading, and then Gibbons is right behind him.
And then Vance. Yeah,
And then
that's
Vance
how it is in the
again.
polls. This is pretty much the exact reflection of how the polls are also.
Yeah,
So
and then you could see like Vance has been dipping a lot,
yeah.
and then like Gibbons is going up.
Well, I think the reason Gibbons has gotten so much support is because he spent 4.5 million of his own money on ads on like every TV and every radio station you can think of. Like that's all you hear. So I think that's
Yeah,
the main reason he's kind of like Mike Bloomberg. He's only doing well in the polls because he pretty much is buying his way in. But considering I don't think Vance or Gibbons, Vance or Mandel or Timken spent a decent amount of money, but Mandel and Vance have spent like no money yet. So I think this is kind of like an early surge, and I think he's going to fall down
well,
once
yeah,
Vance and Mandel campaign a little more.
I think this is going to be one of the races we need to watch, or the primaries we need to watch, and then Pennsylvania is also going to be one. Let me check that. Let's see. All right. Oh, interesting. So it says David McCormick's leading over Dr. Oz now. Oh, so it's really he's really never led. But do you think he'll still get the nomination?
Oz, I think will get the nomination. David McCormick, he's a cuck. He's gotten money from the Chinese Communist Party. He's pretty much a neocon. I don't like him at all. But yeah, I think Oz is the better candidate, and I think he's more likely to win. But
And then Senate for Democrats. Fetterman, Lamb. So, I mean, yeah, but I think Connor Lamb might get the nomination for Democrats because, I mean, he definitely do better in the race.
yeah,
So potentially could be Connor Lamb versus Dr. Oz. By the way, did you see that they're trying to figure out a way to get the Afghan Americans back or something?
what do you mean?
Like there's articles saying like people are trying to find a way to get the Americans still living in Afghanistan like aid, like food or water or whatever.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of
back
expected, but
home.
it's good to see.
Well, yeah, I mean, I feel like they should have left a lot more time for themselves.
Oh, definitely,
Not
yeah,
like 2 months. I think Biden overestimated how fast they could, pack up and leave.
yeah.
Just looking for some news articles. Was Cheney, CNN political now analyst? I think CNN's gonna in a few years gonna become a like Fox News.
What do you mean, like strictly political?
No, not like strictly political, like more right than left.
Oh,
Yeah.
maybe.
Well, because I mean, definitely now because you've
Yeah.
got like people like Anderson Cooper who's coming out against Biden. Anderson Cooper is a Vanderbilt. I never knew that. Like the people who had like those rich man, like the rich man people in like the 1800s.
Yeah.
Yeah, who like founded Vanderbilt University.
Really, he was?
Yeah, I think so.
I did not know that.
Like a descendant of them.
Huh.
So what margin do you think DeSantis is going to win the Florida governor's race in? Okay.
7 points roughly.
Roughly?
Yeah, somewhere around 7 points. So I'd say like 6 to 8 margin. If it's Charlie Crist, then I'd say around 6. But if it's Nikki Fried, then probably 8 to 9.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it'll probably be Charlie. Was it Christ or Christ?
I don't know. I've heard it pronounced both ways, and I don't
Mm-hmm.
really care. So
Oh, congrats to Goated Election Analysis on his birthday.
epic.
His channel birthday, but whatever. No difference. Do you have any video ideas for him? He just said he's lost video ideas.
I have a lot of video ideas. I just don't have the drive to make them. I don't know. I'm making a video today about the Canadian truckers. It's gonna be a kind of. I'll give a little preview. I'm gonna make a video today about. It's gonna be a tribute to the Canadian truckers and
Oh,
the
yeah,
people
I
in
also might do
Paris.
that too.
Yeah, it's gonna play the song "Which Side Are You On?" It's just gonna show them because I mean,
And I'm gonna play the West Virginia song, like
yeah,
yeah,
by oh shit, what's his name? John Denver.
yeah, Jeff Denver.
Yeah, that's a good song. But like,
Yeah,
yeah, which side are you on? For those of you who don't know, it was the rallying cry of of West Virginia and Kentucky coal miners in the 1930s. That was when like exploitation actually happened in like the United States because people now they say, oh, people are oppressed and like workers are oppressed because they can't get paid $15 minimum wage. But like this is when people got paid like less than $1 and they like people died in the job every day. So these workers from West Virginia and Kentucky, they had a big uprising, like 10,000. They got their muskets and they basically just said to the union, they killed all the they killed their bosses and they basically overthrew the coal companies and they said stop exploiting us and they wanted basic rights back. And then the West Virginia National Guard and the corporations basically paid the West Virginia National Guard to go in there, and the West Virginia National Guard and the U.S. military just slaughtered them. They used like biplanes and gas, and the National Guard just killed a bunch of them. And so, which side are you on? Was a song that it's like it's sort of like it's not really a socialist song. A lot of socialists say it's a socialist song, but I mean these are absolutely based working class people who just wanted the right to work. They just wanted to work. They just wanted to have rights as workers, and this is what you're seeing in Canada and France. So I think it's a perfect song to represent what happened.
wait,
But
I get what they're saying that like it's a socialist song because they're overthrowing. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
but like I said, the funny thing is all the socialists claim that they in America and across the world they say, oh, they're they support the working class. I would be surprised if more than 10% of actual blue collar workers supported a socialist movement. Like actually.
All right, we have a question from Ron Sahoda. Sorry if I pronounced that wrong. He said, or whatever. He said, when do you see West Coast and Northeast states flipping red in the future, and what years do you foresee this happening?
Do you want to go first or?
I could go first. I mean, they're definitely eventually going to flip. Whether it's going to be in 20 years or 100 years is the question. Definitely, I think Oregon is going to be first. Oregon and Washington both are going to be first, followed by probably like New Jersey and possibly Vermont and maybe Maine. And then that will be followed. I mean, Maine might flip like in 10 years, actually. And then that would be followed by Maryland, Delaware, and then California would flip. And then after that would be New York. Or do you think it's vice versa? Do you think New York would flip?
Before what? California?
Before California.
That's a tough one. I'd say, honestly, at this point, I think New York would flip before California, especially if you look at the trends in New York City. It's all red because mostly Hispanics, but also a lot of Jewish voters and it's just suburban voters in Staten Island. A lot of those voters trended red in 2020. So if that continues and upstate New York kind of evens out, then I could see New York getting competitive way before California. But it's going to be at least 20 years before those states are considered competitive. But if trends continue, New York could seriously be a swing state in 20 years.
Yeah. And I think that possibly like this like the South would become, well, with the exception of Florida, the South would become the new like North, the North would become the new South, and then the East and West Coast would just like flip. So it's like a very conservative future for the US.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
I disagree with you on Oregon flipping before anywhere else. I think it would be if on the eastern coast states. I mean, western coast states. I think if any state would flip first, it'd probably be probably Washington. I don't really know. Oregon and
I mean,
Washington are such hard states to predict. I don't think any of them are trending Republican at all. You said Oregon was might be trending Republican. I disagree with that. They're all trending left. But if they had to shift right, I think Oregon would probably be the first to flip because it's the
Well, I mean,
closest out of all of them.
I'm not saying it's trending Republican. I'm saying it'd be the first to flip.
Yeah, I would agree with that. It's definitely the closest of the western coast states.
Yeah. Let me check.
The Oregon governor race could seriously be a Republican pickup or at least close. There's a former
Yeah.
state senator running for governor, and she's a progressive, and she's going to she's already polling at like 15%, and the race is actually very competitive. So people saying red Oregon is a cope should look at that race because, I mean, I think
Oregon was
went
only 11 points in 2016.
Yeah, Oregon was only blew by 11 points in 2016, and I think only like 15, 16 in 2020. So
Yeah.
if a third-party candidate is already polling at 15%, and the only way to go is up. So I could easily see Oregon being a Republican flip-up or at least being very close because of Democrat vote splitting.
You said the governor's race, right?
Yeah, the governor's race. Former state senator who's a
That's
progressive. She's polling at 15%, and she's running as an independent.
Against Kate Brown.
Kate Brown's retiring, but yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, no, she's term limited, I think, actually.
Oh, I actually did not know that. Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, you're right. Let's see here. The Democrats have a lot of candidates. And they've got this guy who has a cool mustache. He's got, oh my God, what is this? His name is F.N. Yichu Quoderu.
Base name.
and are you talking, you said the state senator?
If you just go down, it'll just say independent candidates.
Independent candidates. Okay. All right. Republican. Oh, I was in the Democratic primary still. We're looking for a state senator. Is it a state representative? No, state senator, right?
She might have been a state representative, but I thought it was state senator.
Christine Drazen sound familiar?
Yeah, I think that's her.
Okay. Yeah, because it says former minority leader of the Oregon House of Representatives.
No, that wouldn't be her then.
Oh, okay.
Because she would be. Let me just find it. If you just go way down to the bottom at the polls, it'll show her at like 11%. But there's
on Wikipedia.
Yeah, on Wikipedia.
Here we go. Polling show. Generic Democrat,
Betsy Johnson.
Johnson, yeah, there you go, Betsy Johnson. She's the independent who potentially. Oh, so then I should have included that in my new video, the video where I went over the states that could potentially elect third party.
And if you go right above the polling, it says independent candidates and it shows her and all her endorsements.
Oh wow, it's a lot of endorsements.
Yeah, she's very popular. She had a lot of support from state representatives and progressives in the.
Well, I mean, she was no, actually, no. Betsy Johnson was a minority leader. Never mind. She was a former state senator. Well, she was a Democrat, but she's running as an independent.
Yep.
That's interesting. And you think that she could potentially make this a three-way race?
Yeah, I mean, she's already polling at 11%, and she clearly has a lot of, based on those endorsements, she clearly is well known across the state. I mean, those are a lot of state representatives and members of like the state legislatures and statewide officials. She has a couple also. The Secretary of State endorsed her, and the former labor commissioner. So she clearly is popular, and she does clearly have some support in Oregon among Democrats. So, and she's already polling at 11%. So.
Yeah, I'll share the screen for the viewers. You can see here Betsy Johnson, 11%. And then you go up here, she's got a lot of endorsements.
Yeah, a couple pollsters already have it at Lean D.
I mean, Lean D. I said likely D. Lean D. Oh, yeah,
if you look at it, there's the bottom two. I don't remember which one.
Yeah, Sabato's Cristobal and RCP. I mean, these are they're a little outdated, like from 2 months and a month ago.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then
Possible Real American Politics made a video on it. It's like a 15-minute long video. He made it a couple weeks ago. You can So if you have free time and you want to learn more, you can watch that. But
yeah. What else do we have? Oh, I mean, I could check here. Let's check predicted. See what's that saying. Hold on. Oregon closest Senate race in 2022. They're saying Georgia's going to be the closest Senate race.
really, that's not completely out of the question, but
Oh, Alaska is higher than Wisconsin? Can you believe that? It
I
says
mean,
here Alaska is more likely to be the closest Senate race than Wisconsin.
that's at this point possibly, especially as it depends really
Yeah.
if Lisa Murkowski gets primaried but Lisa Murkowski still decides to run, then probably because of vote splitting. But if it's just a Republican versus Democrat, then probably not.
I've met Lisa Murkowski's secretary before.
Really? How'd you meet
Yeah.
her?
So basically, my mom's a teacher, right?
Yeah.
So one of her former students, like I don't know what his job is, but he basically goes around to different senators' offices and like annoys them or something. I don't know.
Fair
So
enough.
basically, he took us to Lisa Murkowski's office,
Yeah.
and her secretary happened to be walking by. So he's like, "That's the secretary of Lisa Murkowski," and we all said hi.
That's actually kind of epic, not gonna lie.
And then we got to ride the train that like the senators and Congress members ride to
They
like.
have a train?
Yeah, there's a train from like their offices to the Capitol.
Really?
Well, we didn't take the actual train. We took like a little mini train, but like
Oh.
we got to see the train that they take. There's like a whole like track underground, so instead of having to walk outside of their offices to
They
like
can
the
just go,
press, they can just
huh.
go.
I didn't know
Sometimes
that actually. That's kind of cool.
he said like debates happen on the train too.
Oh, that'd be really cool to watch,
Yeah,
actually.
like a
I hope
tweet.
you don't get in trouble for revealing that, because I've never heard of that before. So if that's not like some sort of secret thing,
I'm pretty sure it's okay.
I'll look it up.
Let me look it up. Hold on. Congress train. Here we go.
All right, yeah, okay. There is a Wikipedia page, so it's
All right, thank
okay.
God.
Okay, I was gonna say because I'd never heard of that before, so I was hoping you didn't just
Tomorrow's
reveal
like
some sort of like deep state secret.
YouTuber Good Elections has disappeared. He's ongoing search is looking for him. Red Ohio Politics said the Pennsylvania Senate race will be the closest. At this point,
Maybe.
it could also be New Hampshire, which would be the closest. But like, no one's gonna say New Hampshire is gonna be the closest because everyone thinks that, but no one wants to say it. I remember the days when I predicted that it would be like that they would flip like Wisconsin and Pennsylvania, and it'd be like 52-48 for the Democrats. Oh my God. What has happened? Joe Biden, Afghanistan, COVID, whatever. Like, I think at this point, half
Your
the country.
politics as a person have also changed a lot.
Oh, yeah, for sure. I think, like, at this point, half the country has gotten COVID already.
Yeah.
At least once. It's not showing the numbers on here. Oh, here we go. The gas meme. Oh my gosh. Have you seen the gas, like the U.S. gas, when
Oh
it's
yeah.
like, yeah, it just like speeds ahead of everyone else. I was gonna do a gas meme for you when you were growing like super duper fast, and I tried to do it, but it would only show 2 people instead of showing like 5.
Oh yeah.
So it was like I was doing like you, me, AP, AFM, and like NTEP or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then like it was showing you like I was getting the data from like something. There's like something like you could track, and like I was putting them in, and then I thought I had it done, and then it was only showing you and AP.
Oh. Yeah, one of my biggest regrets about 2021 was that I began working on an initial D Youngkin or gas Glenn Youngkin video, but I never finished it.
Oh, I was gonna
I'm gonna make
do.
one for the midterms though, for sure.
Yeah, I want to make one for. Yeah, I'm gonna make one for the midterms. Like Oh wait, I could do a "But if you close your eyes," but me.
Oh yeah, that'd be good.
That'd be good. Like 52-48 to 54-46. I mean, I've seen you. You predicted that New Hampshire might be blue.
I think New Hampshire is just such a weird state to predict, and
Yeah.
the Republican leading is Q Boomer, who believes the election was stolen. So in a suburban state like New Hampshire, I have a hard time seeing him winning. But New Hampshire is also just such a weird state to predict, and it's going to be a red wave year. So I think it's going to be really close. But I just have a hard time seeing a far right Trump conservative winning right now. I mean, that could definitely change because Maggie Hassan's not super popular, but just as and that's that prediction. Everyone attacks me for that, but I'm like, I'm not saying for sure. I honestly, if I had to pick right now, I'd still probably I just feel more comfortable putting it tilt D than tilt R just because of the circumstances of the
Yeah.
candidates. If there's anyone besides him, or even if Don Bolduc runs a good campaign, if he kind of leaves his 2020 election rhetoric behind and he just runs a good campaign, then he should win easily. But like, there's just not enough polling and not enough data to make an accurate analysis. And New Hampshire's so hard to predict that I don't want to. You know, it's such a hard state to predict that I don't even want to get into it. So
Yeah. I'd said Maggie Hassan in my new video. Maggie Hassan had beaten an incumbent by 0.1. But
yeah,
it's been 6 years since then. So, and that in addition, and that incumbent won in 2010 by 23 points. But that was in a red wave year, and Mark
yeah,
Kirk also won that year. So, such a base year. I mean, Mark Kirk was elected. Rubio. Oh my gosh, so many people. Wow. The closest, isn't it hard to believe the closest Senate race in 2010 was Illinois?
that is hard to believe.
Actually, no, it is Illinois. It was tied between like Illinois, Colorado, and Washington was only 4 points in 2010.
Hmm.
Nevada was 5. Oh, that's because it was Harry Reid. Oh, and California was only 10. Oh, and then in 2010, Alaska had like 3 candidates because there were 2 Republicans.
Yeah.
Murkowski was a write-in?
Yep. Oh, you didn't know about that? Murkowski got primaried, but she ran a writing campaign and she managed to win.
Wow.
That's why I think the primary challenge against her, there'd be so much vote splitting because she is relatively popular.
Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, Murkowski. This might be a little controversial. Murkowski's kind of hot.
What? What do you mean? She's like 70.
No, you know what? Never mind. Forget I said that. Who's the heck is Scott McAdams? Oh my gosh, this guy. Hold on, have you seen this guy before? Look at this. Let me share my screen. Hold on. Look at this guy. He was the Democrat in the 2010 Senate race. Look at this guy.
Yeah, he was the nominee.
What a guy. This guy's got a mustache. I mean, he looks like a Republican, but he's not.
Yeah.
Very, very interesting. Who the heck is Terraria?
Bro, you don't know what Terraria is?
No, I don't have Discord.
You don't know the game Terraria though.
Oh, the game Terraria?
Yeah.
Hold on. Oh my gosh. No, I don't know the game Terraria.
You don't know the game Terraria.
Am I supposed to know it?
I would hope so.
How old is it?
Like not that old.
Yeah, I don't know the game. What is it?
Bro, it's like 2D Minecraft, but more in depth. Just look it up. It's like really popular.
Okay, let me look it up. Terraria. Oh. Yeah, it looks like Minecraft, but like different. Came out in 2011. That's probably why I don't know about it. Goated, please join. I want to hear your voice. I bet he's gonna join. He's gonna sound like some 30-year-old man. He's going, hey. All right, we have another question from the Ron guy. Do you want to answer first, Buckeye?
Oh, I didn't see it. Yeah. What do you think of the future of the Democratic Republican parties? What would be the difference? Well, the GOP is definitely going to get more well, it really depends. Honestly, it depends how if the true conservative America First movement manages to take over the Republican Party. If that does happen, which does look like it's going to happen, then I do expect the Republican Party to stay pretty conservative on social issues, but maybe a little more left or just simply populist on economic issues. So sort of like a Tucker Carlson, Donald Trump-esque party, which in many ways, even with the establishment, Republicans and neocons being in charge of the party, it's already happening. And we're seeing those people slowly but surely get removed. So I do expect the Republican Party to be more of an America First party, maybe 10 years from now. It'll do very well with like white working class voters, Hispanic voters, and it will struggle in the suburbs and in the urban areas. But overall, because of just how blue collar the United States is, that's not really going to matter. I mean, if you look at some maps, even if the Republican Party did like as well with the Democrats do with African Americans, then they with white working class voters, the Republicans would absolutely dominate. So it is a winnable future for the Republicans going full on populist. We still need to keep some economic conservatism. I think as a former libertarian, I have to say that having a government controlled an economy that's completely populist is a dumb idea. So, like I said, I think the Republican Party is definitely going to go more populist and more. It's going to be more of a national populist party, but it's not going to be super far right either. Just because unless we really take back the culture, I could see there. Like I said, a lot of it depends on what happens in terms of the culture war, who wins the culture war, and how it goes. And for the Democrats, I expect them to get more left leaning on social issues and more left leaning on fiscal issues. That's it. They're going to keep getting left on both issues. While Republicans are going to stay about the same on social issues and probably get a little more populist on economics.
Yeah, I agree. But we also could see like an emergence of a third party in the next couple election cycles too. Like the independents.
I don't know about that,
maybe.
honestly. I think third parties are kind of a cope at this point. The only chance we had at having a good third party was honestly Ross Perot and possibly Gary Johnson, but it's just obvious that the establishment of both parties hates them, so I have a hard time seeing that happening.
Mm-hmm. GEA, can you unmute yourself, please? So we can hear you speak. He's not going to mute himself, is he?
Probably not.
I'm trying to, and he says, can't unmute your guest. Oh. Wait. Oh my gosh, he's like trolling us. Oh my god, whatever. It's a lost cause at this point. Let's see what else is in the news. A lot of Olympic stuff. You've got the Commanders. Oh, whatever. Don't want that. Oh, I was watching the Bulls game yesterday, and it was like, it's like the stock market. It goes up, it goes down. Like, they were up by like 9 in the first quarter.
Yeah.
And then they like were down by like 5 after the first quarter or something. And then they were up by 1 at halftime. And then they were like down by 5 after the third quarter. And then like midway through the fourth quarter, they like took off and then won by 12.
Wow.
It's a process. And I mean, they're definitely not going to win the championship, the NBA Finals, because they play so bad against good teams.
Yeah.
Like, they got absolutely demolished against the Warriors, but they came back against the Suns and only lost by 3 against them. How is being a Cleveland, you Cavaliers fan. How's that been?
It's pretty epic, honestly. The Cavs are having a great year. Very
Yeah.
happy with them. Yeah, not much to say though. I was a big basketball fan like when they were really good back in 2016, but honestly, I just don't really care about it that much anymore.
With
I mean,
LeBron.
I like to see them do well, and they're entertaining to watch. They have a good young team, but
Yeah.
just have a hard time seeing. I don't know. Like it's good. They're fun to watch. They have a good team, but as an Ohio fan, you can just tell. As a Cleveland sports fan, you always know they're gonna find some way to blow it because that's just how it works around here. But
Yeah.
we will see.
I think the Cavs, they don't have a legit shot at being a finals contender.
I don't know.
But,
They've played very well. I think they're gonna go to the finals and lose, honestly.
Yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen because the Suns, it's gonna either be the Suns or the Warriors, and then possibly the Grizzlies. And then for the Eastern Conference, like if anyone gets into the finals, they're losing.
Yeah.
Like the Heat are gonna lose against the Warriors or Suns. The Bulls are gonna lose against them. The Cavs are gonna lose against them. Well, we got a question, Buckeye.
Yeah, what's up?
You thinking the Bengals win the Super Bowl?
Oh, hell yeah.
I was looking at like betting odds, and they're not favored, but like they could still definitely win.
The Bengals are gonna win the Super Bowl. Mark it right now.
As of right now, yes, they are. Did you see the funny video where like Jamar Chase didn't want them to split the pole?
No.
They were walking, right?
Yeah.
And Jamar Chase is like, "Don't split the pole. It's bad luck." So they all went around the same pole. They had to like stop and go around the same pole. And then he tweeted like, "You're gonna walk right if you're walking with me." Gosh, this is. Do you think? I mean, we could probably predict who every like sports athlete's gonna vote for or would vote for.
They're all gonna vote Democrat. Like,
nah, I mean, Rodgers probably vote Republican.
Aaron Rodgers is only good on the vaccine mandates. Honestly, he's just a neo-lib on every other issue.
All right, we got Red Ohio Politics asking another question. I think definitely Greg Abbott, right?
Yeah, Greg Abbott's gonna win.
Mm-hmm. Let's check what Predicted has to say about that. Oh yeah, it's saying yeah, Beto O'Rourke does not have a chance against him. O'Rourke is just kind of like third person on here. It's GEA AFM. But like O'Rourke is just kind of like trying to cope. Like he lost the Senate race, even though they said he was going to win, and now he just wants to become the governor.
Yeah,
but he's not going to. I think I'm going to end the stream there. Maybe. Maybe, yeah.
Sad.
Yeah. I mean, do you want to stay on?
I would like to stay on, yeah.
Like
Got nothing better to do today.
Yeah.
It's enjoyable to speak with you and to interact with our great community of election YouTubers.
Yeah. I wish we could have like 8P in the chat, but
he's still asleep.
Let's try. I woke up today at like 7:50.
I got up today at 8.
Yeah. I mean, I usually don't get a lot of sleep on school days because I usually go to bed really late and I have to wake up early.
Sad.
Around 6, yeah. It's annoying. So, like, I'm always
get at least 7 hours of sleep.
I mean, I'm getting 8 hours of sleep, like 10.
Oh, then you're fine. Yeah, I don't.
But,
that's not getting a lot of sleep.
I know, but I'm only like I feel like on weekends that's my time to catch up. Like, let's say I have a day where I get like 6 hours of sleep. If I'm not able to catch up on sleep on the weekends, then it's like, it's not going to be a good week. Like, I know that if I get like 6 hours on Monday, 7 hours on Tuesday, then like 8 hours Wednesday, and then like 7 hours Thursday and 7 hours Friday.
Yeah.
I know if I'm on Saturday, I get like 8 hours only, and on Sunday I also get 8 hours. I'm gonna have a bad week the next week. Sleep. Yeah. So you just gotta. I just know I have to catch up on sleep on the weekends, which is why I slept for 9 hours today.
Good.
But my sister keeps waking up like really early in the morning. So, She like
Do you only have one sibling, or do you have like a
I've
bunch?
I have one sister, one brother,
Oh,
both younger, and she's waking up like really early in the morning. Like today, she woke up at like 3:47. So she needs to catch up on some sleep. But she fell asleep like really early last night, so she like got like 8 hours of sleep, even though she woke up at 3:47.
yeah,
So I mean, she's still getting sleep. She just woke up really early in the morning.
yeah, true.
I mean, but there's nothing to do early in the morning. I mean, like
There's plenty you can do early in the morning if you want to.
only thing is that if I have my lights on early in the morning, like someone's going to wake up. That's just
Oh,
what happens. Like
then let's do it with the lights off.
do it with the lights off, but like I can't see anything.
What do you mean? Do you have a phone?
I mean, I could put the flashlight on my phone, so
Yeah,
yeah.
or you can just be like me and watch YouTube and like stuff until like 2 in the morning on school nights, and then get up at 6 a.m. or even earlier. I get up at like 5:30 in the morning because I have a 45-minute drive to school.
Oh, my school's only like 10 minutes away.
Yeah, I know. That's how
Yeah.
that's how my old school used to be. But then now that I'm in high school, my
Mm,
parents are like big Fox News watchers. They're like they were worried that in my Trump plus 20 hometown, the public schools are going to be indoctrinating me. So now
yeah.
they're sending me this Catholic school 45 minutes away.
Yeah. So basically, I go to a Jewish school. Basically, everyone lives like an hour away, except for
Yeah.
like me and like one other kid. Like I get there like super early in the morning, like around 7:50, because like I can, and I'm like,
Super early in the morning, 7:50. I'm in class at 7:50, man. That is not early.
and then I'm just like chilling for 20 minutes, and I'm the only person until like another kid shows up. Like
What time
the
does your school start?
my school starts at 8:10, but like
Well, it starts
everyone
at
has different drop off times, starting ranging from 7:50 to 8:05.
Oh,
But like no one gets there at 8:05 because everyone lives like 20 minutes away.
yeah.
So everyone has to like wake up really early in the morning. And some people even take the bus. Like one of my best friends live in like Chicago, like actual Chicago,
Mhm.
which is a horrible commute because there's no bus stop there. So he's gonna have to like drive. He has to drive all the way to the Skokie bus stop. You know Skokie, Illinois?
I've heard of it, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. It's like just north of Chicago. He has to drive like 10 minutes to get to the Skokie bus stop, and then he has to wait another like 5 minutes to get onto the bus.
Wow.
And the bus ride takes like, 20, 30, 40 minutes. So
Yeah.
he's got to wake up like super early in the morning, like 5:30.
Huh.
Yeah. But his neighborhood's pretty nice. There are some really nice people. I've been to his neighbor's pool. In the summer, his neighbor has like this pool. It's not like an in-ground pool, it's just like like a pool.
Yeah, like the above ground
Yeah,
stuff.
yeah, yeah. And it has like a diving board. Not a diving board. Like it's like there's like this little platform. It's not exactly a diving board, but you can like jump off of it into the pool.
Yeah.
And they've got like water guns, and they've also got a basketball hoop in the pool. So yeah.
That's kind of nice.
Yeah, my mom doesn't trust me like biking to school though. I don't know why.
I used to bike to my old school because it was like 5 minutes away,
I
but
mean
no, kind
my
of hard to bike 45 minutes in like I'm on a main road. So
my neighbors like they bike to school all the time because the public school that's by um our house is like 5 minutes away, like walking. So it's like really close, and they're also building a Starbucks, which I'm very excited about. So there's this gas station like just north of my house, like probably like a block or two away. So now they're tearing down the gas station and putting in a Starbucks.
hmm
So we used to go as a kid. I used to go to this Starbucks at like downtown,
yeah.
and like it was only like 10 minutes walking away.
Yeah.
And then they shut it down because it wasn't a drive-through and because of COVID.
Oh, that's sad.
So now, um, we can if we can just walk like 2 minutes to Starbucks and meet all the people that we know. Like it was crazy. Like we went to Starbucks so many times that everyone knew us. Like we'd get there and then like
I've never been to Starbucks.
we get there and like one of the workers would do like the usual. And then
They mess
like,
up your names though on the cup.
yeah, it's like, oh hi, how are you? Haven't seen you in a little bit. How are the kids?
Based neighborly values. You love to see it.
Yeah, but then like the owners that like we all knew since like I was a kid, they would always like keep getting better jobs,
Yeah.
and it would be so sad. And then also you would have like people who were like Karens. Like my grandma told me a story once. So basically, there was this Karen at Starbucks, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she kept like giving like I was like a little baby by then,
Yeah.
back then. But she kept giving us like little like dirty stares or something because I was a kid and I was like being loud like a kid does.
Yeah.
And she went up and complained to the manager, which we knew and like is our friend. So he kicked her out of the store.
Chad move.
Yeah. And it's all because she was giving me a dirty stare. But like my grandma, if someone gives her a dirty stare, she's like not having it.
Yeah.
Like one time we went mini golfing and there was like this crazy kid's birthday party, like with like 5-year-old kids. So one time, like she like sees this kid just walking on the mini golf hole,
Uh-huh.
and she's like, "You need to move right now, or I'm gonna call your parents." I don't know how she was gonna call his parents because I was clearly it wasn't his birthday party, but like whatever. And he like scared off like crying. And
Your
then
grandma sounds pretty epic.
yeah, she is very like stand up. She like stands up a lot for like me and my siblings because that's what a good grandma does.
True.
And there are so many other stories. Like I remember one time like this person, I think they like shut the door in front of us. Like how like it's like polite to hold the door for someone if they're like
Yeah.
right behind you. So this person didn't hold the door and she like like said, "You should hold the door next time." Like yeah, she like always is going at someone because they did something mean to either her or us.
That's really based.
Yeah, and then she and my mom also have big arguments sometimes.
Uh,
It's kind of hilarious.
like joke arguments, or did like hate each
No,
other?
like they actually like argue a lot.
Oh.
Like one time I was like at my house with my grandparents and we're just chilling and my grandparents say, you know, we paid for your parents' tip because it was their anniversary.
Yeah.
So like we paid for your parents' dinner. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. And then like 10 minutes later, she gets a text from my mom. It's like, you effers.
Oh.
Because like she says like, like you're like someone paid for your meal. Like they say the name of the people who paid for the meal.
Oh,
And
yeah.
yeah, and my mom had it. She texts my grandma and she's like, you effers, you shouldn't have paid for our dinner. And then they also argue a lot about splitting the tip too.
Mm.
Restaurant arguments are the big ones. Like one time we had, actually no, it's only a Chicago thing. Never mind. There's like this restaurant called Clayton Company, and basically it's like really good. It has like burgers and like other stuff, and we're there, and
Yeah.
when we're paying for the tip, the waiter's like, "Are you splitting the check or what are you paying for it?" Now they both said they were gonna pay for it. Then they said they would split the check, but one of them was going to take 3/4.
Mm-hmm.
And then when they split the check, my mom PayPal'd my grandma like the amount of money she paid for her meal. But then my grandma did decline the thing because I think you can do that, right?
Yeah.
And then she paid my mom the amount
Wow.
that she paid, and it went like back and forth because my mom then declined the payment. It was just hilarious. And then sometimes like when my mom orders us dinner because like my grandparents can't really cook,
Yeah.
so she orders us dinner, right? And then my grandma's always like, how much do I owe you? And she's like, nothing. It's like, no, I insist. And it's like, no. And then like always come into like humongous arguments about like paying for stuff.
Wow.
Like even one time my mom got groceries for my grandparents. Like my dad used to actually no, it was my mom, it was my dad who used to go grocery shopping because COVID they were worried. So my dad would usually go grocery shopping for both of us and then just drop off my grandparents' groceries. And basically, when he would do that, my grandparents would be like, "How much do we owe you?" Like, and they'd like nothing. It's like it's our favor, and I was like, "No, how much do we owe you?" And he wouldn't tell him. I mean, I guess it's all for the right reason, though. Like,
Yeah, they're
they're
being
trying to be
they're
nice.
nice about it.
Yeah. I mean, at least just they're not arguing about who is actually going to pay for it. Like,
Yeah,
no, you pay for it, like kids do. But like adults are actually having like civilized arguments. I mean, I'm not wouldn't consider it civilized arguments, but they're arguing about things that do matter.
yeah.
Like, yeah. Wait, which account did you say had that like report that like there was an explosion somewhere?
Oh, I can find it. Let's see.
She's breaking 911, right?
It's not Breaking 911. It's similar to it, but it's not. I don't remember. I think they follow me.
Well, I mean, he just said that um President Biden deployed 3,000 troops to Poland.
Yeah,
But I guess he can't really put troops in Ukraine since they're not NATO.
yeah.
Yeah. Did he literally just use O'Rourke's real name? Like people say it's Beto O'Rourke, but he's just said Robert Francis O'Rourke. Even though that was his real name. What else did he get on here? Suspicious anti-Asian New York City attack charged with murder. Oh yikes! There's so much. Representative Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan has a lot of followers. Wow.
He does
Yeah,
for good reason. He's pretty based.
2.3 million. Jeez. Jim. Oh, is it Newswire?
It might be actually. Yeah, I think that's it.
Because they just said Biden and Putin have begun discussion regarding. Oh wait, that's not the wrong one. Hold on, that's the wrong. Here we go. It says Russian military says it detected U.S. submarine near Kuril Islands within Russia's territory. I'm not sure that's correct.
It was. If you go down, you can probably find what I was talking about. I
Dutch
think that is
airline
the.
Dutch airline KLM to stop flying to Ukraine. Russia says U.S. submarine ignored request to leave. U.S. Defense Secretary is ordered. Oh, yep. Here we go. Yeah. It says unconfirmed reports of loud explosion in Donetsk.
That's it.
Yeah. So it's Newswire. This is just fake. And it says Biden and Putin have begun discussion regarding Russian troop buildup around Ukraine, which is humongous. Because, if that discussion doesn't go well, I mean, we're going to be going boom boom soon.
Yeah.
But how long do you think this war could potentially, if like there's a full-on World War III, how long do you think the war would last?
It would really depend. Probably a couple of years though.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping it doesn't last like 5 years, because then I'd have to get drafted.
Yeah.
But
Well,
like
the draft's gone.
the
You can't
draft's
get
gone.
drafted.
I know,
Well, you
but
have to, I mean, unless things really hit the fan, you won't get drafted because you have to sign up for selective service. But it's highly unlikely you'll be drafted after that.
I know. I've been considering going to Israel to join their military.
Yeah, you can do that because I think
Yeah, you
anyone
can do
who's
that.
Jewish can.
Lone soldier, yeah. Well, I think anyone can do that. Like even like some Arabs fight in the Israeli military.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very diverse. And like, it's not like they don't have a very advanced military. Like they've got one of the best militaries in the world. And they have nuclear weapons, right?
I believe so, yeah.
They deny it, I think. But they for sure have nuclear weapons. So yeah, it's not like Israel has a weak military, even though it does like make all its citizens, go into the military. There's still options to like, do other service.
Yeah.
Like at Jewish schools in America, sometimes they have these things called shinshinim, which basically is like these teens who, as one year of their military service, can go to America and go to like a Jewish school and serve as like, almost like a teacher. And like help with teachers. Like there was this one named Yogev last year.
Yeah.
And he was really nice. He like threw snowballs at us during recess, which is kind of funny. And he would always like help out my Hebrew teacher, and he subbed for her when she wasn't there. So yeah, it was like we almost had like he was almost like a student teacher kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was also another one named Maya who like would help with like the younger grades.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah. Like Yogev would help with older grades, and then she would help with younger grades.
Yeah.
But, like, going back to it, there's also like other things where you could like perform in like the military band, or you could like do other things to be in the Israeli military without actually being in the Israeli military.
Yeah.
I mean, how many people? Hold on. Robert Fritz. Hold on, I'm going to check how many people the Israeli military has. Do you do Wordle, by the way, Buckeye?
No.
No?
Nope.
I didn't get the one today. I don't know how or why. I knew it, but I didn't guess it. Let's see here. We got here we go. Israeli military size. They've got like 169,000 active personnel and 465,000 reserves. That's interesting. Wait, hold on. Political chatter, do you want to come on the stream? All right, let's see if he comes on. Bucka, you want to answer that one?
I didn't see it. Thoughts on Trump endorsing Nancy Mace challenger? It's pretty based. Nancy Mace is she's not awful on issues. I mean, she's pretty bad. She's part of the OnlyFans Republicans caucus, a bunch of I'm not gonna use the term on Coach Stream, but a bunch of women, and mostly women. There's a lot of men who just grifters who just want money and who really aren't all that conservative. Nancy Mace is one of them. She's pretty much as a Trump simp, which isn't necessarily the worst thing in the world, but we can get a much better candidate than her. And she's not even really a Trump simp either. She says in her like rhetoric she's a Trump simp, but in her voting record she's a complete neocon. So we need someone better, and I agree with Trump not endorsing her.
Yeah, I agree with you, but where she's what district is she from again?
South Carolina's first, I believe.
Yeah, so this is this swing district? I don't think so.
Like
right?
Article 17.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not really that big, but Mace is, not the best person, and yeah. Oh man, we didn't get political chatter. Said he's not going to come on. What other topics are there? I mean, Olympics. I'm worried that Ukraine is going to have a repeat of Afghanistan. Because if Biden said he's going to start moving diplomats from Ukraine, so if he starts doing that and then Russia invades, it's going to be like another panic. Like,
Yeah.
that's going to be the third time in U.S. history where they just remove people really quickly while someone's invading, while they're like losing the war. I think that in 2024, either way, there's literally 0% or 1% chance that the Democrats end up winning in 2024. And the only way that happens is that if the Republicans nominate Marjorie Taylor Greene, which we know is not going to happen. So, really against any Democrat, I feel like maybe like except for like Nikki Haley. Yeah, I agree, AFM. Like, it's only going to be if, like, Marjorie Taylor Greene gets nominated, but there's no way she gets nominated. Like, in Predict It, Trump and DeSantis and Nikki Haley are really the leaders in the nomination. So, I think that there's no shot that Marjorie Taylor Greene is able to win. Like, she's got a lower chance of winning than like Rick Scott. So it's either going to be Trump, DeSantis, or Haley. I don't think Pence will be the nominee just because I feel like most Republicans still think of him as a betrayer, I guess. Like, I don't think Trump likes Pence anymore, so that's really going to be what most of the Republicans think too. And then also, I think that potentially it could be Pete Buttigieg. Maybe not. Definitely not Biden or Harris, just because Joe Biden or Kamala Harris both have really low approval ratings, but I feel like Pete Buttigieg would be a good candidate for the Democrats because he's not exactly like someone who allies himself with Joe Biden on his policies. Like, for sure he's his Secretary of Transportation, but like I think that the only problem with Pete Buttigieg is that I think he might put a little too much for himself to do, like what Biden did. And then if he doesn't do it, then the people aren't going to like that. Which is really what's happening with like all presidents. Like, let's say a president says, I'm going to, like get a tough stance on guns or, crack down on immigration or something. If they set too much ahead of themselves and then they don't get to it, people are going to be expecting them to get to it. And then, they wouldn't be able to get to it. And then people are going to be like, well, why did I vote for this person? And then like 4 years later, they're out of office.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely Gabbard's more of a socialist than, others.
What?
Oh, really?
Did you just say
No,
that Tulsi Gabbard is a socialist? She worked for Bernie Sanders' 2016 campaign, but she is not a socialist. She's more of a left-leaning libertarian, if anything.
You know what? Never mind.
I mean, she did work for Bernie Sanders in 2016, but she is not. I mean, on economics, she's left on economics, but she's not nowhere near a socialist.
All right, never mind then. Never mind. Yeah, but
I honestly kind of like Tulsi Gabbard. I think she's solid on most issues. Other than guns, I disagree with her on guns and some stuff on climate change, but she's not the worst the Democrats could offer. She has high morals. She's a former soldier, so that's always a big check in my book. And you can tell she's not going to send any troops overseas, which is a big checklist which is like a big box to fill on my checklist for a candidate. And she's not super far left. You can just tell she's a good person. Like the establishment on both sides hates her. So while she's not perfect on all the issues, she's a good person. And if she did run for president, depending on the Republican nominee, I might support her. If it's Trump or like DeSantis, if it's a good Republican nominee, I would support the Republican. But if she would ever get into office, I would be like, I would probably be a big supporter of her. I'd like to see what she could do in office. I think she could. If she runs a good campaign, she could easily make the Democratic Party what it should be, and that is a left-leaning libertarian semi-populist party. She's
Yeah.
like her politics are really weird, but yeah, I think she would be a solid nominee for the Democrats. But it's never going to happen because after 2020, the establishment Democrats hate her, and now I think she's actually becoming more of a Republican. She's on Tucker Carlson all the time, which is pretty base to see. So. Carlson Gabbard 2028. I would like that. I'd support that ticket in a heartbeat.
Carlson Gabbard.
Tucker Carlson and Tulsi Gabbard.
Yeah, I know.
That'd be a solid ticket.
I mean, they might win actually.
They would destroy. Tucker would win the entire industrial Midwest. Tulsi would appeal to suburbanites and some like populist, some like 2016 Sanders supporters who are like maybe a little left leaning. That ticket would destroy.
Yeah, they actually would. But do you agree? Do you think Pete Buttigieg might also be a strong candidate for Democrats too?
He needs some more experience. In all honesty, I don't think he's not the worst the Democrats could put up, but he's definitely not the best. I think
definitely not Sherrod Brown.
Yeah, Sherrod Brown. Yeah, probably not at this point. Maybe 10 years ago, Sherrod Brown would have been solid, but not at this point. Yeah, like I said, Pete Buttigieg, he just needs some more time and experience. I mean, he said some pretty dumb things as Biden's Secretary of like Transport. He said that roads were caused, like bridges and roads should be torn down because they caused racism. And they were built by racist people.
He said that?
Yeah, he was in a meeting with he was discussing infrastructure in New York and like New York City, and somebody asked him about like I'm not sure, but it was something about like if there was a bus of school children who couldn't go somewhere because of a bridge. I'm trying to remember the exact question. You'll have to look it up after this because this is what kind of destroyed my opinion on him. But he basically said that if there's a bridge or a tunnel that people of color cannot go through, it's that because like of where it was built. That's a cause of racism. Like basically, he said the bridges and roads and tunnels were built in places to favor white people.
Yeah, I have another question for you. So a few weeks ago, I had a debate in my social studies class, and it was like, should we? I mean, like, it wasn't. It was more of like like where they choose your side. Like you don't get to choose your side.
Yeah, I've done that before.
One of the questions was the question of the debate was, should we keep Confederate monuments up? So I would like to hear your stance on that.
That's a tough call in my opinion. As a white northerner, I really don't think I should have much of a say. In my opinion, yes, absolutely. But as a white northerner, it's not really my fight. So well, it really depends on the monument. Like if it was for like a Confederate general or like a Confederate memorial, like such as for like soldiers who died, absolutely.
Yeah.
Now statues that glorify the war and glorify slavery, there are some seriously racist statues out there that were paid for by like the sons of the Confederacy or daughters of the Confederacy.
Mm-hmm.
Those I think should be put in museums. I don't think they should be torn down and destroyed. I think those should be in museums. But there are definitely some Confederate statues that, like, especially memorials and those like Confederate generals, that I think those should stay up because that's our nation's history.
Yeah,
like even in Germany, there's some. I don't think there's any World War II monuments, but there's at least some World War I monuments that are still up.
So I was on the team that was like, that we should keep them up, right?
Yeah.
And the other team was kind of comparing it almost to like Auschwitz and stuff, but like. It didn't
How
really
so? I don't see a comparison.
Like
they were.
Again. So like we were both kind of almost comparing it to Auschwitz. Like, we were saying like if we take down Auschwitz, people are going to remember.
I see what you're
that
saying.
Stuff.
Yeah, that's.
But they
that's
were saying
that was a camp where millions of people were slaughtered. Yeah. These are just monuments to guys who thought they were doing the right thing 200 years ago. Like there's a little difference, but
also I kind of saw the other group like coping a little bit almost. Saying like we could keep up like maybe like 500 or something.
I think there's some
like they were agreeing with us, and that's why we won the debate.
Yeah, there's some Confederate statues that are seriously racist. Like there's like the one I don't know one off the top of my head, but I know I've heard there's ones that are seriously like built like by the KKK to honor honor slavery and the Confederacy. Like those I think should be taken down.
Yeah, I'm learning about the KKK actually on Tuesday.
they should be museums, like in museums. They shouldn't be
Mm-hmm.
like up in public. But like there's stuff in like New Orleans and like all the stuff in Virginia, like the Robert E. Lee memorials. Robert E. Lee, and I'm a northerner saying this, he was an absolute Chad. I disagree with him. He should have fought for the Union, but
Well,
he
no,
was
he
really
wanted.
based. He went to West Point. He was top of his class. He was a true American through and
Yeah,
through. But because his family was from Virginia and he was
yeah, he
loyal to
wanted
his
to
family,
protect his.
yeah, he lit he and he did, and there's a lot of debate on whether or not he supported slavery. There's not really a full on example of whether there's not really we don't know for definitively whether or not he did. There's a lot of historical records saying that he was a big supporter of slavery, but there's also a bunch that say that he just did it because he didn't really support it at all. So there's a lot we don't know about Robert E. Lee, but
Yeah.
even as a northerner, I have great respect for Robert E. Lee. I don't think any statue of his should be torn down. I think, well, like I said, if it's it depends why it was built. Like for example, I went to Gettysburg over the summer to see the battlefield and to tour the battlefield and like
Yeah,
look
did you
at
see
it.
the memorial too?
Yeah, those are
Yeah.
like there's a bunch of statues there, and all those are really cool. But like, it's the history behind the statues and why they were built there. Like, there was one Confederate statue to like some division from Arkansas. Like that was really cool. It was to
Yeah.
honor them. It was paid for by the like wives and kids 200 years ago of the families from this random really small town in Arkansas. I'm trying to blank on its name, but like they had a division who fought there. It was just the men of the town. They joined the army and they all fought in Gettysburg, and it was paid for by the families of the soldiers who died there. And it was this really cool monument, which is like, yeah, that absolutely should be up. But there was another one that was built by like the KKK in the 1920s at Gettysburg, and so like that one's kind of iffy because like I said, it depends on why the monument was built,
Mm-hmm.
and who built it, and like what it's supposed to stand for.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember what the other debate we had like before winter break was. It was oh yeah. You know about Manifest Destiny?
I do,
Yeah, I'm
yes.
assuming you do.
Manifest Destiny.
Like
What was the debate on?
it was debate on like was the actions used to like expand west like
Was it ethical?
was it was it like the idea of like basically like was killing Native Americans and moving them and whatever, was that like what Manifest Destiny was originally created on? It was it was more of
That's
like an
that's a
opinion than like
like I'm kind of confused on what you mean. Like, do you mean
well
like
so like I'm saying like the ways that they moved west, was it what the people who like founded the idea of Manifest Destiny would have wanted? Like, do you think that the people who
I
founded
mean, Manifest Destiny wasn't really like an idea thought up. It was just kind of like a national environment that people thought
right?
it was our right to expand out west. So, uh, like that's not a very good question because to the people back then who like were actually like, because that Manifest Destiny, it's not like I don't know, like the idea of like Manifest Destiny wasn't like the Communist Manifesto, where like a bunch of people or some guy wrote it down and said this is what our ideology should be. It was just a national environment where everyone was like, we have all this land out west we can move on to. Let's move out there. So that's like I said, it's not like there was some. It was not like it was an actual like commissioner and people who made up the ideology of Manifest Destiny. It just kind of happened. So
Mm-hmm.
do I think so? I guess if you're asking if I think Manifest Destiny was like what good or not, it was definitely a net positive.
Well,
I mean,
I'm not saying if it was good or not. I'm saying like the ways that it was like achieved.
yeah, like by killing the Native Americans.
Yeah, and like killing all the buffalo and all that stuff.
Well, I mean, killing the buffalo, that's a different story. There's plenty of buffalo out there. We've
Right.
actually done quite a bit of we've done like revitalized their populations in the Dakotas. There's a lot out there, so that doesn't really count in my opinion. What we did to the Native Americans, frankly, that's what's happened all throughout history. I mean, it's kind of sad, I guess, but like since the beginning of time, that stuff has happened. There's been, if you look at the Mongols and the Chinese, and then the Arabians and like the Assyrians and the Babylonians taking over Israel in like the 6th century, like that's gonna happen no matter what. So just because it's so recent, we always talk about it. But in reality, I mean, at that same time, you had like around that same time, you had the British and the Russians fighting. You had you had the
Yeah, the French
Europeans conquering Africa and Asia. So like that was just part of the time. Like
Mm-hmm.
looking back, it was kind of a dark time, but overall, it wasn't like the worst that could have happened.
Yeah, and then like, I mean, like we're definitely talking a lot about the Trail of Tears. You know what that is?
Yeah,
I'm assuming, yeah.
that was a little extreme in my opinion. I think the Trail of Tears was I don't know. It wasn't. How do I want to phrase this? Well, I don't think Andrew Jackson should get as much hate for it. It was all that was set in stone by the administrations before him, and Andrew Jackson never even like really did anything with. All he did was enforce it. Really, they had years from the prior administration where they were told to move, and it was only after they didn't move after like 3 years that Andrew Jackson sent in the troops and pretty much forced them out. So I don't think Andrew Jackson should get hate for that. But I mean, that's just like I said, that's just what happens. I mean, you have deportations even today where we have I don't know, like I'm trying to think today, like if there's a community of illegal immigrants from Mexico and say like Houston, Texas, and the DEA or the or ICE raids their like apartment building that they're all living in, and we deport them. That's pretty similar to what happened back then. It just depends on what point of view you want to take. If you're taking the view of the American government or the settlers at the time, then those people were intruding on your land because you had a permit from the U.S. government, or you just or local governments to basically move in there. So, but then again, if you're the Native Americans, it's your land for centuries. So really, it just comes down to human nature. It was going to happen no matter what. So I think what happened to the Native Americans was honestly very sad, but there shouldn't be like reparations or anything. And overall, that's just how life works, unfortunately. They just got screwed over. If they had good solid weapons and they actually put up a fight, and they like, for example, like I say, I sound like I'm pretty anti-Native American in this scenario. But if the reverse happened, like if the Native Americans fought back against the British and the colonizers, and they managed to like take a bunch of weapons, and it was the opposite, like the Native Americans were telling the British and the French to leave, and then when they didn't, the Native Americans moved in and kicked them out. I would be in support of that too. Like it just. That's just how life works. There's nothing specifically good or bad about that. That's just how the cookie crumbles. So
yeah, and then also maybe talk about vaccine mandates for a little bit. So I don't know if you heard, but basically, so my school is now going to Washington for our trip because usually 7th grade usually goes to Washington.
Yeah.
So basically, there are 2 kids. One of them's Goat Politics, and the other, not going to say the name, but a good friend of mine. Both of them are not vaccinated, and our school is not letting them go on the trip unless they get vaccinated. So, do you think that? I mean, first of all, do you think that my school is, doing the right thing or the wrong thing? And then, second of all, do you think that they should get vaccinated? For the reason
I think my answers are pretty clear based on if anyone actually knows my politics. The school is doing the absolute wrong thing. Forcing students to get vaccinated so they can go. Forcing kids to make a medical decision to decide whether or not they can go on a trip with their classmates is the most fucked up thing I've ever heard. That should not happen.
One of them is not Go Politics. The other one, good friend of mine, it's not that because he kind of wants to get vaccinated so he can go on the trip, but his parents won't let him.
He has awesome parents.
And then the other one, Go Politics. He doesn't want to get vaccinated.
Yeah, like I said, the fact that a school is forcing kids to make a medical decision, decide whether or not they're going to have a fun experience with their classmates is the most fucked up thing I've heard in a long time. But I don't, like I said, the school shouldn't really care. I mean, when I was in Washington, D.C. over the summer, it's all the museums were still closed down. There's honestly, unless it's changed, there's really not a whole lot.
I think
everything you can do in D.C. is outside. Like there's
I think they're mandating them because they want them to eat at restaurants. And then they also want them to like stay in the same, because we have to stay in the same room as them and we have to take our masks off. And then that might be it. But like,
why don't your parents just like sign send emails to school and say we're okay with letting our kids room with them even though they're not vaccinated? Like that's
the problem is I'm not sure my parents are okay with that.
Oh, okay.
I've told you, like my parents.
Yeah, you've told me, but like I didn't know they were that upset.
No, like
they were that uptight about it.
I mean, my dad's definitely more of a Republican than my mom.
Yeah.
But like my mom definitely would say like, they need to get vaccinated. My dad probably wouldn't necessarily agree, but like everything that happens in my house is my mom's idea, not my dad's.
You can ask.
He's got like
it won't hurt to ask.
I mean, it definitely won't hurt to ask, but I'm not sure I'm gonna get a good answer.
Yeah, well, I'd say it doesn't hurt to ask. Just ask the question. Just say, "Are you all
I mean,
right with
they're
that?"
in Florida right now, but when they come
Oh,
back,
yeah.
yeah.
When they come back, just ask the question. Don't necessarily just like casually ask it. Don't like be like all out like, oh yeah, yes or no. Just ask it casually so they don't see like you're getting an idea. And if they're okay with it, then that's great. If not, no harm, no foul, because it's just like a hypothetical. It
Yeah,
doesn't
and then
really matter what
also
they.
my mom's on the school board too.
Oh, then if your mom could do something, it's
Well, yeah,
about it.
because
It sounds like if you.
but if she
Yeah.
agrees with
Like I
me,
said, just casually ask it, and if they seem to take your side, then go all in. But like no harm, no foul if you just ask the question.
right? And then if they say no, they say no,
Yeah.
right? But I mean, they're both good friends of mine, so
Yeah.
I mean,
Have they let you do like sleepovers and stuff with them in the past, like since COVID, or hang
since
out
I
with
mean,
them?
actually, never have had a sleepover since COVID.
Oh, well, have you like hung
Yeah,
out with them since COVID without
I've
masks?
definitely hung out with them since COVID without masks. Yeah,
Oh, then just
yeah, like
yeah, then
Halloween.
if they did that, then it should be at least you have a
The
chance of
only the
saying
only
yes.
problem is it was outside
Oh,
in
mm,
the fall when it
then
was.
I don't know.
Yeah, like in Halloween, we didn't have our masks on. We were going trick or treating.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then we were yeah, our Halloween was a little weird. Basically, my friends were joking about jumping people.
Mm-hmm.
Like they're like, "This is our neighborhood. We're not gonna have people like go around it." And then one of my friends, first of all, I see some people from overnight camp. My overnight camp. I'm like, I like look at. They're like, I'm like walking to them, and then this kid, and he's just like, "Oh shoot, it's you." And then after that, we're walking to try to go. You know, Chance the Rapper. You know who Chance the Rapper is.
Yeah.
So basically, he lived by there, so we had to go to his house. And while we're walking there, we see this kid. So one of my friends has the audacity to comment, "Hey, nice sack," and then the kid's like, "You want to suck it?" It was the weirdest thing ever. And then we all just ran away because we were scared. And then basically, so Chance the Rapper's house was like really far away, so we had to like all run there. And some of my friends didn't want to do that, so like three of them stayed at my friend's house while the rest of us, ran to Chance the Rapper's house. And then once we got there, we're there, and then we ring the doorbell, and it's like, "Hey, Chance, are you home?" And then it's like the next doorbell is like, "Happy Halloween, guys." And then it's like, "Oh my God, is that actually Chance the Rapper?" And then like the next second, it's like, "If you don't get off this property in the next 10 seconds, this is private property, and we're going to call the police." And then we all just sprinted off the property. And then, so the friends at home who are kind of gullible, we call them, and they say like, "We just met Chance the Rapper. He gave us like so much candy." And then they're like, "Really?" And we're like, "Yeah." But then what we did is like we didn't come this far to, just not get any
Yeah.
candy. So we go to a house across the street, and they ask us, "Did you get candy?" And we're like, "No, he told us to get off of his property." And then basically they're like, "Oh, we'll give you some candy." So they give us like a bunch of king size candy, and then we run back and convinced our friends that it was actually that. And then we told them that we got his phone number, but they didn't believe us by then.
Oh.
So I mean, it would have been funny if they called, like, if we were gonna give them like my mom's phone number or something. I don't know, like someone's mom's phone number, and then they were gonna call them and be like, "Hello, Chance the Rapper," and I mean, they probably wouldn't have even picked up, which would kind of been funny. So yeah, didn't really work. What else do we get? You know who Smirconish is?
I do not.
All right, because apparently there was like the CNN poll, and like if Dems lose the midterms, it's not voter suppression. I don't know, some like weird thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see here. I mean, do you want to talk about inflation maybe a little bit?
Sure, yeah. Let's
The
do that.
market hasn't been doing very good. Dow just
No,
dropped like 500 points. But it's mostly because of the Ukraine Russia thing.
yeah.
Yeah, so want to go about inflation? I mean, how much?
Uh,
It's been a lot, right?
well, yes, yeah. I mean, the price of goods going up. There's a lot of reasons that causing inflation. There's so many root causes we can go after, and it's this inflation such a complicated thing because there's so many reasons that it's bad right now. Um,
Mhm.
Let's see, you have the national debt being $30 trillion, which brings down the price of the dollar, which makes the U.S. dollar worth less worldwide, which means that goods are worth less, obviously. And when you also have supply chain issues because of COVID restrictions in places like California, and there's less goods to go around, that makes the price go up a little bit. And with the price of the U.S. dollar going down, also, it just increases that. And then as well as the tensions worldwide, whether it be the Canadian truckers or with Ukraine, that just puts a strain on the market, and next thing you know, you have inflation. So there's even more causes than that. You could talk about free trade and the
Yeah.
globalization connecting people over the internet and Bitcoin. There's so many reasons for inflation right now. With the U.S. no longer being energy independent, we have to import oil now, which makes the price of gas go up, which in turn makes everything else go up because people need to charge more money in order to get more money to pay for gas. So
Hmm.
especially corporations that use like trucks and planes and stuff like that. So that just kind of it's a complete domino effect. One thing goes, one or two things get messed up in the economy, and everything else just kind of falls with it.
Hmm. And then I also think, what was I gonna say? I just forgot what I was gonna say again. Sometimes I mean it's really annoying when that happens.
Yeah,
Like, let's say like you're answering a question in class and you just forget what you're gonna say, and then like the other kid says the right answer, and then you get like some like prize, but then you realize that was
you
your
get
way
prizes
better.
for answering questions.
So one time, so basically, I'm like one of the smarter kids in my social studies class, my history class. So basically, right, where my social studies teacher asked the question, when did the Civil War start and when did it end?
Yeah,
Since he knows that like I'm gonna get that question right, he asks like 15 other people, and they all don't know. So then he finally was like, like me, and I'm like, 1861, 1865. And then he's like, correct. And then he just throws me a Hershey kiss. Everyone's like, can I have the Hershey kiss? Please? And it's like, everyone's like, no, 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 no. I'm not giving you the Hershey kiss. You didn't answer it correctly. You gotta do your
bro, I
studying.
never got candy for answering questions
Oh my
right.
gosh. We get it all the
What
time.
kind of school do you go to?
One that doesn't spend their money wisely. Like, the tuition at my school is like really high since it's a private Jewish school.
Yeah,
And they're getting like so much money, and yet they're still charging us like $1,000 to go on the DC trip.
wow. Yeah, my
Yeah,
school never got when I was my school never went to DC in 8th grade. So sad.
we had to go to Israel, I think, in 8th grade.
What?
I know.
You had to go to Israel in 8th grade?
Yeah, I'm,
What?
I'm pretty sure we get to.
What?
I know, it's crazy.
We never got to do anything in 7th grade. The only thing we were supposed to go to DC in 8th grade, but because of COVID, we didn't get to. So we just went to this place called Play Cleveland, which is just like, do you know what Sky Zone is?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's just like Sky Zone, but with like a little more. It's cooler than Sky Zone, but there's like a zip line and there's like parkour stuff
Oh,
indoors.
that's
So we
fun.
went to a place like that, and then we went to a Cleveland Indians game. And that's instead of going to DC. But you get to go to Israel. You're gonna that'd be a fun trip actually.
So
So
yeah. I mean, I've heard stories you get to go like whitewater rafting in Israel.
really,
Yeah,
I didn't know you could do that in
on
Israel.
the Jordan River, I think.
Oh, that would be awesome.
Yeah, and then I think you get to go to Jerusalem.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, I definitely heard good stories from the Israel trip. Like one time, someone I think lost their glasses on while whitewater rafting. I usually take off my glasses while I go canoeing or something. Usually, if there's like a big rapid, but like it's understandable that someone lost their glasses. They should just taken them off. Ooh, that's so
Yeah.
bad. Yeah. Let's see here. Los Angeles is trying to hide their homeless crisis.
For the Super Bowl, yeah, they're paying
Yeah.
people to move, and like they're paying people money to get in hotels for when all the media comes.
Mm-hmm. And someone said they're going to be a mini. Okay, here's what it says here. Texas GOP candidate Bianca Garcia pledged to be a mini Marjorie Taylor Greene if elected to office. I'm confused about that.
I don't
And
really.
then,
Hot take among Republicans. I'm not the biggest fan of MTG. She's not like she's good on the issues, but she just needs to shut her mouth sometimes. A lot
yeah.
of what she says does get taken out of context. The whole Jewish space lasers thing. She never actually said that, or I think she maybe did say that. It was taken out of context. I don't remember, but
Oh.
yeah, she just needs to shut her mouth sometimes, though.
And then apparently Trump said that Russia emboldened on Ukraine after incompetent Afghanistan withdrawal.
Yeah, I could. I don't.
Yeah.
I think Putin's been planning this for a while, but
Yeah.
maybe it probably helped him.
He
Give him a little
actually
more
was probably
confidence.
waiting until Biden got into office because he knew Biden would not know what to do. Because Trump and Putin were good chaps, but he knew that Trump was not going to get reelected, and I think that he said that oh no, I mean not he didn't say, but I think Putin was thinking, I can't attack Ukraine and the rest of Eastern Europe when Trump is in office because he's gonna stop it. He's gonna interfere with it almost.
People were just scared of Trump, honestly.
Yeah.
He was kind of like Barry. It was kind of like the Barry Goldwater effect. People just, to a certain extent, because the media basically made it sound like Trump was like anyone and everything. But
Hmm.
then, so people were scared of Trump. They thought if they did anything, he would just nuke them. So
Yeah.
it was actually very helpful on foreign policy.
Right. But Biden, they feel like he's gonna be like a big softy, so they think that he's not gonna nuke anyone because he just wants to solve it diplomatically. But while he's trying to solve it diplomatically, they're gonna start invading, and then by then the U.S. is gonna go on the downcline or decline, whatever it is.
U.S. has been declining since the 1990s. So
I mean, yeah, but there'll be even more decline. I mean, definitely, I think that the U.S. by the time, in 100 years, the U.S. won't exist anymore. At least,
no,
at least,
nah.
at least one state will be out.
Maybe, but I
I
don't
feel
know.
like Texas would or California would just form their own country.
If they, I don't know. I think that I think the idea of a national divorce is a cope, but we're getting there. I could possibly see it, but not as of
Yeah,
now.
we got AP in the chat.
AP, can you come on?
Yeah, can we get AP in the stream?
AP, I'm your biggest fan.
We sent him the link. All right, I sent him the link. Hopefully, he comes on.
All right.
Yeah, let's get AP on there. Here. I want to hear. Hold on. I hope he comes on. I want to hear him about the truckers. He just said that they should nuke Pacific states.
AP, you're gonna get nuked though.
Form their own trucker country. The trucker country, we're gonna invade the truckers. And all right, we got AP. What's up, AP?
Hello.
Hey,
Yeah, we
AP.
can hear you.
So my thoughts on the Canadian truckers, I think they should just nuke every state, except for red states.
True.
Very based.
Yeah, probably. But yeah, but I'd have to move somewhere.
I mean, I'm moving to Arizona. I don't know about you.
We should probably nuke swing states too.
Yeah, possibly.
That's only red states, and also blue trending states. We should also nuke those. Unlike the
That
red.
means Arizona's gonna get nuked.
Oh, that is. Oh yeah. So then maybe not Arizona.
I mean, it's not
I'm moving to Florida then.
Florida. Is Florida trending red? It's kind of a swing state.
Florida's trending red, yeah.
Florida, yeah.
I guess that's up for debate, but yeah.
I mean,
Wait, what else are we going to talk about?
we were talking about Ukraine.
AP, are the rumors true? Or is your girlfriend making you more left leaning?
Maybe.
If that is true, you need to divorce her right now.
Divorce?
I know divorce is against the
Divorce
Catholic Church, but you need to do it.
National divorce?
No, just divorce her. Just say,
We
honey,
get
we're done.
We get a live televised AP divorce trial.
Yeah, can you like live stream it? Can you like hold up a GoPro and just say, honey, we're done, and then like kick her down the stairs? That'd be kind of epic.
No way.
Post it to YouTube.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. All right.
That'd be
Okay.
hilarious.
AP, how long have you been awake? You sound very tired.
Yeah.
I literally just woke up.
You woke up, rolled over, and decided to join this epic stream.
No, I'm literally like in my bed right now. Like
Like
just
you
I got
really?
patient. So yeah.
Just like chilling in your bed. It's like I woke up, I'm gonna check my phone. Oh, look at that, goat streaming.
Yeah, that's what I do. I'll just after I wake up, I look at my phone for like 20 minutes. And then
Oh
I
yeah,
actually
that's what I
get
do
up.
too. I usually look at Twitter first because I get
Yeah,
like
same.
50
I-
million
On
Twitter.
Twitter anymore or YouTube.
That's very sad, AP. This was the year you were gonna grow, but now you're touching grass like a nerd.
Yeah.
I'm too much of a nerd. Yeah,
AP, this is the year that our channels are. I don't understand what the issue is with AP and AFM and now. This is the year that all of our channels are probably going to blow up, and it's also the year that we actually have a chance of taking our country back. And AP
Right.
and AFM are like, I think I'm going to touch grass this year because I didn't do it at all last year. Like if you actually used your brain like I did, you would have been like touched grass last year and enjoyed last year, and then this year you would have gone all in. But you don't think strategically.
Right, that's what I'm doing.
And you have all of 2023 also. There's nothing really going on. This is the biggest year.
Yeah,
And
I've
you-
already
and-
gained
touch
144
grass.
I
subscribers.
did also go outside like last year, like a lot. I mean,
I still can balance going outside and staying inside.
True.
Yeah,
I mean,
like-
I'm gonna balance that too. Obviously, I'm just saying that
not like
I'm
I'm
gonna
not
have to touch grass. I'm a volunteer at JD Vance's campaign,
I'm
so I'm
not
gonna
like-
have to. I'm gonna have to go outside and do stuff, not make maps all day.
I'm not like AFM makes her redistricting map and then he's like, touch grass, everybody. Stop making redistricting maps.
Exactly. He goes in our group chat and he rants about how he's annoyed by people making redistricting maps, and then like a minute later, he posts on his Twitter a map.
Yeah, like some like regions map, like bro. I don't even know how to redistrict.
I mean, there's not like one website where you can like just like draw districts or something. I don't know.
Dave's redistricting.
Yeah.
I don't find the fun of that. Like, what's the point?
Enjoyable, but it's not like the funnest thing to do, but it's not awful. It's kind of fun.
Yeah, I should be making more county maps and stuff in like election nights, but I don't know. I'm just kind of bored of it.
Yeah, weren't you working on a Georgia election night?
A what?
Didn't
yeah,
you say you were?
Yeah. Yeah, that's like I did like 2 slides of that. I just put a sneak peek to get like hyped up.
I'm working on a Trump Kamala 2024 election night.
Goated election analysis isn't getting any views anymore.
No.
Wait,
I feel like I don't get as much views as I would with like that many subscribers.
It's just because of the close your eyes meme. Like nobody's doing it because everybody will like hate on them.
Yeah.
I'm probably gonna do another one of those just for more views.
And then everyone's gonna be like, "Oh my god!"
It literally takes 2 minutes to make. Like it's the easiest video you can get to get that many views.
Yeah. I mean, I'd say the easiest video to make, in my opinion, are the ones where you don't have to talk in it. Because like those ones usually are longer, and you gotta like make sure your voice is loud enough and all that stuff.
Yeah. Wait, where's Buckeye Politics?
I'm here.
Oh, there you are. But yeah, wait, so AFM has like a girlfriend now?
Possibly. There's a girl in his class who he thinks likes him, and she's the only base girl because she's the only girl to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance when they say it.
Wait, really?
Okay, I have a question for you guys. Does your school say the Pledge of Allegiance?
Yeah.
And
Mine
does,
does, but you have like the decision not to do it and to do it.
Everyone has
do
to
people
And you
stand up.
stand?
don't take your hats off if you don't.
Well, who would wear a hat to school?
You can wear a hat to school.
Yeah, I can't.
No, but you have to have like you can have your hat on while you're doing it, but like I
So
can't.
basically, at my school, you know how like it's very, very liberal school. Basically, they make us stand up for the Pledge of Allegiance, and we also say the Israel's Pledge Allegiance too. Like Avi Shabbat Shabbayim, or Yisrael V'Goalo, whatever
You
that
speak
is.
Hebrew?
I speak Hebrew, yeah.
Shalom.
Shalom. Yeah, I speak Hebrew.
It's not like hi.
Yeah, it means hi, peace, goodbye, whatever.
I can speak good Spanish. Wait, can any of you speak Spanish?
I know some Spanish.
Hola, ¿cómo estás?
Muy bien, ¿y tú?
Bien.
Bueno. Oh.
Bien. I didn't know you speak Spanish, Buckeye.
A little bit. Well, I know. I'm all right at it. I take
Me
it.
and my
into
friend
school.
tried to do the Spanish Wordle, and we were guessing like words we know, like amigo or like bueno or stuff. And we don't even know what the word is.
What's with this like Wordle thing? Like, what even?
I
is
don't
it?
know. I don't know.
Is
It's
it like?
kind of fun.
I should.
One of my
I-
teachers is like obsessed with Wordle, so basically, whenever someone tells him the answer, he like sits in his like chair and like cries. And he's the teacher who like silences us out. Like one time, my friend put like "Let's go Brandon" in his Kahoot name, and he's like, "Class, we are done playing Kahoot. Everyone, shut your Chromebooks. You have lost the privilege." And then he had to like talk to the person individually,
President.
and then they asked him if he was okay.
Bro, Red Eagle, like Red Eagle is even saying like President Brandon because of the boomers are watching his videos now. So he has to say like the Brandon administration.
Let's go, Brandon. Let's go, Brandon hasn't been funny since like September.
Yeah.
Let's go, Brandon.
Like the first week, it was actually kind of funny, but then since then, it's nah.
Yeah. The first day it was funny. Like the first day I found out about it, I was like, "Oh, that's pretty funny." But then, like a couple days later, when I saw the boomers with it, like in their Twitter bio, saying "Let's go."
For a second, when I saw the video, like with the news headline, I'm like, "Oh, there's a new song called Let's Go Brandon." So I searched it up on Spotify and I listened to it, and it's like, oh.
I thought it was Let's Go Brandon was just like a non-political joke. Like I don't even.
Yeah,
know.
I thought it was just like a song, like. But then I realized it was like meant something different, and then I watched the video that actually explained why. Do we know the news reporter's name again? Person that started this whole name.
Brandon.
You ask Entep, then it's just stupid woman.
Stupid woman.
But you know that what was it? What's his name? The guy named Brandon can't get any sponsorships anymore.
Yeah, I know. No one's gonna sponsor him because of the meme.
Yeah. Maybe like conservatives can like sponsor him because they're the ones who came up with it.
True.
I kind of want to go outside right now.
What time is it, AP, in California?
It's like 9:08.
What do you do outside? I'm just genuinely curious.
Ride my bike and like go to like this.
I wish I could do that, but like the roads are very icy because it just snowed.
Yeah, it's too cold to do anything outside up here.
It's like 17 right now.
It's like 80 degrees here. No,
it's
yesterday
supposed to snow
was,
again on Thursday.
Yesterday was.
Wait,
Yesterday
it's supposed
was,
to be 50 on Wednesday? Yo! It's supposed to be 50 here on Wednesday.
It's like last Wednesday was like 100 degrees.
Wow.
It's like it was super hot. Do you guys still have snow?
Yeah.
Yeah, we got plenty of snow.
Have you ever seen snow?
Like once when I was like 3. and that's the only time.
I find that hard to believe.
He's from
But
California. It doesn't exactly
not-
snow in LA.
I'm
I
not even
know
joking.
that.
Northern California and like just solid snow. When I was like 3.
I know that, but like, it just feels like it's so insane that like I get snow like every day during winter, and some people just haven't seen snow.
Or I think it was like when I was 5. Yeah, that was really long ago. Do you guys have Telegram?
No.
Nah.
What even is it? I see a lot of people with it, but I don't know what it is.
It's basically like where all the groypers are, and I like joined it just for all the action. And yeah, I'm just all on these Telegram. Like, I'm just all on these. It's basically like a WhatsApp alternative. Because WhatsApp's
Apparently some girl got like cyberbullied on like Snapchat or something.
L.
And now they're gonna like file a police report or something. I don't know.
L.
It's not worth it.
Oh, stop. Oh, I got cyberbullied. I'm gonna file a complaint by the police. Just block them.
Common woman L.
Like, what's...
All right, when
I
this
just got...
so this guy ran for so I'm working on my like time lapse of all the Ohio governorship elections.
Mm-hmm.
And in 1954, this guy named Jim Rhodes, he ran for governor and he lost by 9 points. And then 10 years later, in 1964, he ran for governor and he won by 17 points. That's quite the comeback.
Yeah, that's like
10.
No, that's like 8. Wow, that's a lot.
All right, I'm gonna. Oh, wait, keep going.
Oh, are you gonna end the stream?
I mean, I have to go, but
Oh.
I mean, if you guys want to stay on,
I have to go
stay
too.
fine.
I have to go outside.
Yeah.
Oh.
All right. It's been fun, Buckeye. It's been fun, AP.
Yep.
And if AFM's still watching, it was fun. I might do like a weekly stream, maybe.
Base.
So, yeah. So there might be another one next weekend. Thank you all for watching. Hope you had a great time watching, and bye.
Bye.
Bye.